What is up? Welcome to Film Villains. We have a special edition today. We are ranking all of the Nightmare on Elm Street films, plus a few surprises, and we're joined by Mr. Andrew Kasch, who actually co-directed the definitive Nightmare on Elm Street documentary, Never Sleep Again, which if you've never seen this movie, you will never sleep again. So watch this movie. Welcome, Andrew. How you doing, man?
Good. I never slept again while I was making it. So yeah. And it's actually it's gonna be. I've just discovered this the other day. It's gonna be a 15-year anniversary is on May the 4th. So
oh wow!
Yeah, we made this thing over 15 years ago. Holy cow! Yeah, we totally encroached on the Star Wars Day. I like to say that was intentional. It was like a war shot, but no.
Well, Andrew, I got into the Nightmare on Elm Street series in my young days, and before I moved out to California, I grabbed a copy of Never Sleep Again and watched it like 20 times. And just want to say, great work, man. Like it's cool to. Freddy was influential in my horror journey. So that was very, very cool stuff, man. I'm excited to dive into these Freddy rankings because I want to ask, are we doing best films or are we doing favorite films? What's the criteria?
I don't know. I would say like we did with Leprechaun. Let's just go with what we think is our favorite. So yes, there has to be a worst, and I'm gonna show you the rankings here in a little bit. It's just like our last Leprechaun episode about a few weeks ago. We're gonna place them all on this grid here. Let's just put this up. Oh shit, I'm pressing the wrong button again. live. There we go. All right, and we're also using it's kind of a star rating. So I found me gold. And down, so that would be 5 stars. But we're using our Leprechaun titles.
The official Film Villains ranking system.
Yes. And if you get, about a 4-star would be Bloody Rainbow of Fun. 3-Leaf Clover would be 3 stars, and then down to Not Worth a Shoe Shine and Cubic Zirconia. So
science-based ranking.
That would be the worst. And so. I guess I kind of want to start off with well, you know what? Let's fucking start off right now. Let's start off with Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1. Here we go.
God. This is God.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, nice intro.
Yeah, I've been doing that last minute this afternoon. I did all of them. So yeah, we have a Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1. Let's start with Hunter Johnson. Give us your recollection. What do you think about this movie?
I mean, like I was saying, I love Nightmare on Elm Street. It's definitely the franchise overall that I'm most familiar with, probably, aside from maybe Sleepaway Camp. But Nightmare on Elm Street 1, I mean, it's Wes Craven's like 3rd best movie. So it's a great movie. Don't get it twisted. But I
bet there's a scream in there, but let's not say if there's.
I'm not going off the rails with other Wes Craven movies. But I love Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1. There's so much to love about it. It's a classic for a reason. But yeah, that's what I say about Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1.
Yeah, was it the first one you saw?
It was the first one I saw. I watched them all in order. The thing I love about it is that I feel like it's meaner spirited than they get as the series goes on. So that's cool. It feels more like a horror movie versus like necessarily like a campy killer kind of movie. But yeah, man, I mean, there's just so many epic scenes. I think the most chilling scene, in my opinion, is when oh my gosh, what's Nancy's friend's name? Tina. When Tina is in the hospital or in the school and she's getting in the body bag, like that is just peak Wes Craven, because like he just does so many like disturbing little moments in horror movies that like just get under your skin. And I don't know that, but also like, I don't know, I could talk about it forever, but the blood geyser is great. The Tina's kill getting thrashed around the room is great. But yeah, and Nancy. I mean, Nancy's great too, and Mr. Depp. I mean, it's just a wonderful, wonderful movie.
Yeah, she's my final girl. You know, maybe my cinematic hero of all of horror movies, especially. I don't know. I couldn't imagine. I don't think I liked or connected with someone more, and loved the villain so much. You know, at the same time. Yeah. Andrew.
Go ahead, Andrew. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. Andrew, when was your first time watching Nightmare 1?
I think I was 13 or 14.
Okay.
You know, and it was a Blockbuster rental. Totally dating myself here, but yeah, you never forget your first, right? And and that was one of the early horror movies that really opened up my world. You know, and yeah, seeing it just before middle school, high school, when you're dealing with all that teen angst. There's a shitload of that and throughout all these movies, but especially in that first one where so much of the anxiety is like the characters are sort of at the mercy of the parents, who have all the best intentions in the world and are actively putting them, like sentencing them to death, basically. So
always.
that kind of like helpless feeling of like being at the mercy of the adults was the thing that struck me the most when I watched it, and the thing that I identified with that really just kind of like opened up my world.
Yeah, so it was the first one you saw then of the series. Yeah.
The parents really kind of boned the kids of Elm Street. I mean, those parents kind of set them up for failure. They're like, oh, by the way, like, we killed this psycho that's gonna haunt you for the rest of your life. Good luck. Sorry, Nancy.
And we don't believe you that he's coming to haunt you in your dreams and trying to kill you.
Yeah. Well, Nancy's mom was an alcoholic, you know, so it's like
it's
they're all alcoholics.
Yeah, dude, Ronnie Blakely. She okay. So me being a Nightmare fan as a little kid, I came to LA with dreams of, you know, making movies, and I'm kind of doing that right now. But the first person I ever met was C. Courtney Joyner, who had worked on a Nightmare on Elm Street movie. He was the first person, and he had kind of like did a little bit of work with Rennie Harlan on Nightmare 4. And I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. I met my first Nightmare on Elm Street person. This is like maybe 96 or so when I met him. And then I eventually, so I'm in class one day, and it was like my 1999, and someone knew that I loved horror movies, and they said, hey, Ronnie Blakely's there. Yeah, I'm like, who's that? And she was like, she's the mom in A Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm like, are you fucking kidding this? I just immediately walked over and started talking to her, and it was in this weird fucking class that was a film class. But yeah, you know, that was just a little anecdote. But why was she not in the documentary? Was she asked to be in the documentary? Do you know? Do you remember?
She was. I'll just say that, you know, issues arose and we couldn't get her.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Got it.
And that's all I can say.
It happens. It happens. Yeah. Issues happen.
Yeah. I mean, we've all heard stories, but yeah, just this is a hard-hitting news show here. That's what we're doing here.
Yeah. I'll be political on that one. But what's great about what's crazy, just kind of like piggybacking off of what you were saying about meeting your first Elm Street person, is like largely LA. Almost everybody from the franchise is still here. Like the majority of the movies were shot here in LA. And a lot of the cast and the crew. That's why we got so many people for the documentaries, because, you know, 100+ people are still here, still working. So I'm actually kind of shocked. You know, they throw Halloween conventions, you know, in Pasadena every 5 years and things like that. I've always asked her, like, why the hell has nobody done like a giant Elm Street? There's been anniversary after anniversary, and you've got everybody still. It's not a big ask. You could pull in, you know, a Never Sleep Again size worth of guests for your giant, you know, Elm Street convention, and nobody's done it, which is always kind of struck me weird.
That is a great idea. All right, well, we'll get on that.
Hey, yeah, we should do that.
On that. Yeah.
Make
All
some
right,
money,
Andrew,
guys.
let's
Come on.
set it up, bro. Set it up.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna make another. Oh yeah, the same with the prop guy who made the actual Freddy glove. I was working on some TV show and I got to go to Universal Props, and somebody pointed out the guy at the prop desk and he said,
Doyle.
"Hey, you know that guy was the one, I forgot his name, but yeah, that's the one that made the Freddy glove." And I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding?" I just went right over to him.
Hand. Yeah, dude.
You know, it's like, go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, Jim Doyle, and I just saw him recently. Actually, there was an Elm Street trivia night here in the San Fernando Valley, and we showed up, and it might have been a little unfair, but I showed up with the team.
He's just going in on everybody
with Deandra, you know, Sassy Sledgehammer, and Jim Doyle was just there hanging out, which it was like, okay, cool.
Oh,
but
wow.
I hadn't seen him in, again, 15 years. That guy was a genius, just with every mechanical thing that he constructed on that first movie.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, how about let's rank Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1, guys. Where do we see this?
It's got to be Found Me Gold. I mean, I don't know how it couldn't be. I mean, that said, there are films in the franchise I like more. But
yeah, okay.
Same.
Me actually, same for me too. Same for me. But yes,
but it'd be blasphemy if you didn't rank it among the highest.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
Yes, and we can have multiples. There's room for multiples in these little columns here. So, all right. Well, why don't we?
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, that's definitely a no-brainer. All right, let's go. Let's go for the next one.
I saw that movie too.
You are all my children now.
Wow, I'm loving these intros. These
thank you. I'm working hard, man. A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. Freddy. I don't know. Oh yeah, it's Freddy's Revenge. Yeah. This was so Andrew, when you were doing the documentary, how were you doing the interviews and talking to these people and like trying to figure out who were you actually trying to figure out who was the one that was the reason why it was so gay, this movie?
Yes. Yeah. Dan Ferens and I, when we set out to make it, that this was one of the things we pressed so hard in the interviews to almost like every interviewer was like, "Hey, can we stop talking about how gay this movie is?" And we're like, no, we're trying to get to the bottom of this. We were doing a deep dive investigation to find out how this happened. And because and that's the funniest thing I think about the kind of what we uncovered was that we weren't expecting. It's not funny, and I've said this repeatedly. It's not hilarious because it's gay. It's hilarious because a group of mostly straight people obliviously made the gayest movie ever. So that's like that's what we had. Honestly, we're like having so much fun in the interviews and just going nuts, getting to the bottom of it. And when we did our sort of like big, deep dive and compiled everything, the crazy thing was that was the thing that everybody wanted to talk about in the aftermath of the documentary was the Nightmare 2 segment, to the point where Dan and I got invited out to gay film festivals to screen that segment of the documentary and do Q&As. Wow. We got interviewed by LGBTQ magazines. Like there was article after article and like appearance after appearance, just because it was common knowledge among like the gay community and sort of a staple, like a cult classic there. But most people outside of that hadn't really talked about it. So it was sort of like, I don't know, it felt like this big revelation that hit the horror scene when the documentary came out. And we just like dragged all the stuff out, kicking and screaming into the light. And now, now it's sort of common knowledge, I guess.
Pop culture knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
And I mean, in the end, I was watching Never Sleep Again pretty much all day today while I was working on this stuff. And so in the end, it was the writer and then maybe Mark Patton, they were both kind of subliminally placing things in there. Is that what you?
Yeah, the writer. The writer was subliminal. He wanted it to be subtext, like you couldn't like very, very subtle. And every Mark gave it, I think instinctively gave it that edge. And then the rest of the crew, which is the funniest part of all this, was every creative decision they made, they had no idea, amplified it way, way beyond what anybody was expecting. And like right down to Bob Shea appearing in a leather outfit. And the funny thing about this, like, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, the funny thing about the doc is like, Dan and I sort of, and Tommy Hudson, like all had our own obsessions with different movies and different things we wanted to explore and kind of divide and conquer things. But Dan's mission was to find, because Mark Patton had dropped off the face of the earth. Dan's mission, he was spending so much energy while making the documentary hunting down Mark Patton. He hired a private investigator, and he like day after day he was like Sherlock Holmes trying to track down Mark. And I was like, Dan, you want to like, I don't know if we're gonna find this guy. And Dan was like, no, I will find this man, Mark. We are going to get Mark Patton in the documentary. And I have so many questions for him. And then he tracked him down in Mexico somewhere, living off the grid, doing art projects.
Nice.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
No shit. And so he had stopped. I haven't seen his Scream Queen or whatever his documentary is called about his life as that character. Have you seen that movie?
I did. I believe I watched it several years ago. And that's it's a very different style, personal approach.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was just, I think he really, once he resurfaced and discovered all the fandom, I think that changed a lot for him. So it's kind of been cool to see all these other Elm Street docs and projects like that kind of give you another side to it.
Yeah, like I Am Nancy from Heather Langenkamp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
cool.
Speaking of
Nightmare 2,
boys getting whipped in the shower with towels, what did you think of Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Napawaki?
I had a lot of thoughts about Nightmare 1. 2's fun. 2's iconic. 2's got the school bus. The school bus, I think, is one of those things we close our eyes, think of Freddy, and that pops up. But it's absolutely fucking ridiculous. The bedroom unpacking scene, it's the gayest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But I love it. It's a fun time, and it's our first Scream King, so that is great.
Yeah.
I will say that the first time I watched part 2, I do remember feeling disappointed. I was like, that definitely wasn't what I was hoping for after part 1. But upon revisiting it over the years, it has grown substantially on me. But as that young horror fan, it was on the lower end of my scale.
It's definitely a darker movie.
Sorry? Oh, totally.
It's kind of a darker movie. Yeah.
Freddy's dark. It's the last time that you see Freddy like really truly evil, 100% evil and dark.
That's true.
That's
true.
And on top of that, I had the same sort of reaction as Hunter, but I feel like the movie is like kind of what I call Alien 3 syndrome, which is, the movie came out, wasn't well received. it wasn't the movie that people, it wasn't the sequel that people wanted, but then revisiting it decades later, it's like, okay, this thing is actually really interesting and does a lot of cool stuff, and I appreciate it on that level.
100, bro. 100.
I'm pressing lots of buttons here.
You're going crazy with the buttons, bro.
Someday I'll figure this show out.
Really cool poster, though. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
that's one of the cooler poster designs. Super freaky.
Matthew should speak.
Was it the? Did you ever talk to Andrew, any of the poster designers for the?
Yeah, it was one guy actually, Matthew Joseph.
For all of
he's on the doc. He did the first 5.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, he did all 5 of those. You know, if you notice, after when Freddy's dead hits, they get a lot more simpler. It's just an image of Freddy, you know, with his claws out. Posters, but he did the Never Sleep Again poster too. So yeah, his work is.
Oh, that's great. Okay, so that's really what pulls it all in. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, and I mean, it does. This movie is really a strong one, at least with like some of the couple of really cool scenes. I mean, the pool scene, it didn't make sense that Freddy was out in the open, out of the dream world. But as Never Sleep Again kind of, you know, as shows, everyone was trying to go against what was happening in the first movie. Jack Shoulder and the writers and everybody was just trying to separate themselves from the first movie, just by keeping the same character. So but it was still a cool scene as a kid. You know, it might have been the third Nightmare movie that I had seen. But you know, it was still cool. I love the pool scene because he's just fucking slaughtering people, and the opening scene, you know, with the bus. That's a pretty phenomenal scene. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Anybody have any other thoughts before we move on?
No.
Let's rank it. Let's rate it on the LEP scale.
Let's rate it on the LEP scale.
This is gonna be a tough one. I mean, I have a inkling where I'd put it, but I'm curious.
Yeah. I mean, my vote is probably probably somewhere in here or not worth a shoe shine.
Not
I think
worth
it's a little higher than that.
Yeah,
and we're thinking of all of the movies.
This is my 4th favorite out of 9.
Really?
I was thinking it should be just touching that bloody rainbow of fun.
Really?
You know, like just I mean, it is the most rainbowy movie. You know what I'm saying? Like somewhere, just kiss it.
3.5 out of 5 for sure.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. All right.
I feel pretty good about that.
Wow. All right. You feel
Ack's
like
just afraid to like it.
I really don't know what's going to be in Not Worth a Shoe Shine. I don't know if there's even a cubic zirconia in this
there's a cubic zirconia or two.
Oh, there's definitely.
Oh man.
Yeah, and if anyone's watching this, I don't know if anybody's watching this right now, but let us know your favorites. Let us know if you have any questions for Andrew. He's got a lot of insight on the Nightmare series, so put them in the comments and we'll address them later. All right. I mean, I'll go with what you guys say on this Nightmare too, but I would probably place it 5th or probably 6th in my rankings overall.
It might be 6th in my rankings too.
Yeah, I mean, this might
but
have
on the
change.
Leprechaun scale is a little different, I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes because everything is malleable as we go. So
that's true.
Yeah, so next up, let's go with the Dream Warriors. Here we go. Where are you?
That's the prime time, bitch.
All right.
Bravo.
Yes.
It's all about
Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Dream Warriors. This is the movie that changed my life. This is why I'm here. This is why I'm weird. This is a no-brainer for me.
The Return of Nancy.
Yeah, and the Return of Nancy. Alex, did you
Arquette fucking owned it, killed it, amazing.
Yeah. What did you watch first of the Nightmare series?
It's hard to really know because I mean I'm born in '84, so Freddy was just such a huge part of my childhood as it was. I mean, I can picture when I'm 9, my cousin's Freddy Krueger for Halloween and stuff, and the images I don't really know. I had HBO in a scramble box when I was little, so I'm not really sure, but I definitely saw 1, 2, and 3 long before anybody should see those movies. Probably in my single digits for sure.
Okay.
But 3 is definitely near the tops. 3 is so much fun. Fucking Kincaid. Kool-Aid man himself through the walls.
Yeah,
come on.
bro.
Best character in the whole franchise.
Yeah.
This is what you saw first, right, Ak?
Yeah, this was my first. This is what divergenized me. I mean, I saw the my mom was watching Nightmare, the first one, and I peeked over the couch one time. I must have been, 8 or 9 or something. I remember which house we were at, and I looked and I'm like, oh, I am never gonna watch a Nightmare on Elm Street movie. I swore to it, and then
way too scary.
Yeah, it was way too fucking scary. I saw the boiler room scene and he's screeching his nails. There's the knives on the fucking pipes, and I'm like, oh hell no, I'm done. And I had only watched maybe Ghostbusters and Gremlins and this and that. So it was all light stuff before I dove in. And so in Nightmare on Elm Street 3, my friend, my neighbor across the street had stolen it from our local video store, Movies to Go. And then my friend, but his brother, blah, blah, blah. My friend ended up with it. He brought it over. I'm like, all right, I'll watch it. Just tell me when to fucking peek through my fingers. When there's a bad, scene, just I'll close my eyes. And then I started peeking through my fingers. And I started realizing that, oh, this is fucking hilarious. I'm also, I already had like a sadistic kind of humor, like dark humor as a little kid. And I was like, holy shit, this is already matching my dark humor. He's cracking jokes while he's killing people. This is fucking insane. This is amazing. And you connect with the characters. So I was fully on board writing stories about Freddy in elementary school and drawing pictures. And, I was headfirst in. Like, Mom, if you buy me the Freddy costume and a Freddy sweater, I will be Freddy for the next 3 or 4 I'll be Freddy forever. You don't have to buy any more Halloween costumes. We didn't have a lot of money back then, so it was just like she said yes, and I was Freddy for fucking the next few years. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
This is probably 88 or so when I watched it on VHS.
I mean, this one, part 3 is like, gosh, it's arguably like the best one, I think, like on an objective scale, in my opinion. And I will say that Heather Langenkamp, her acting gets so much better as she's such a, I don't want to say stronger character, but like her character is way more refined in part 3, and then in part 7. I feel like her character really grows in an awesome way.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I mean, I had not even seen Nightmare 1, and watching Nightmare 3, I was excited to see, oh, there's Nancy, and there's, oh no, Nancy, what happens to Nancy. If you've never seen it, you should probably not watch this show. So we're going to talk about spoilers a little bit, but it's like when Nancy fucking dies, I felt it too, even though I hadn't seen one, she was already fucking my hero. So they really built that character up in Dream Warriors to be this. Oh, she shows up. She's important to the whole.
The
story.
only match for Freddy, yeah,
and because she's the one that beat him before. That's really fucking cool. It
also felt like more of a true sequel to part 1. Just because it was finishing the story of the Elm Street kids and their parents that committed this crime. Where part 2 almost felt more like the house was haunted. You know what I mean?
And John Saxon's back too. John Saxon.
Oh yeah, dude. I love John Saxon, dude. I really do. Like part 3, I feel like is like part 3 is like even better than 1. I don't know. In my opinion, I feel like it does what 1 wanted to do better.
Yeah, I agree. Andrew, what are your thoughts on this movie?
3 is my favorite.
Three- Yeah.
Chuck Russell just absolutely killed it with Frank Darabont. It's everybody kind of working at the top of their game. It's the height of practical effects movie making.
Yeah.
Like this movie like that could never. I mean, and of course, it's no secret that the shoot was brutal on everybody. But it's definitely, there's nothing like that. You can't make a movie like that today due to all the budget restrictions and union restrictions, and there's so many things getting in the way of that. Whereas you had a massive passionate group of people playing by no rules, throwing everything they could up on screen and making it all by hand. Like it's the kind of movie that you could never ever get made, but it is the height of what we think of when we think of like 80s monster movies where where makeup effects artists were king.
Yeah.
And the creativity behind it, the imagination that Russell and Darabont brought to it. It's bouncing the old characters who were great with new characters who were just as great. It's one of the holy grail sequels for a reason. People, rank it up with Aliens and T2 and other movies like that for a reason. I think it's absolutely the best.
Yeah. Alex,
Yo,
any thoughts on this movie?
you asked me first, man. Kincaid, dude.
You already,
Welcome to prime time,
Hey,
dude.
baby.
And this is kind of the only holy grail that I have of like, I don't really collect autographs. I only have a handful, and whatever
And they're
people
all on
have given
that
me.
poster.
Yeah, well, over the years, I've just, I've gotten to work with Wes, and I've gotten to work with Heather, or wherever Heather is on here. I met, Patricia Arquette was the first one I got on here, I think, when I was at the Tonight Show, my Tonight Show days. I eventually met her, and Andrew, I've kind of talked to you about this in the past, and I found out why she wasn't in. Asked her directly why she wasn't in number 4. From Frank Darabont to Chuck Russell, Penelope Sudrow, this is my little hangs in my bar here with me.
That's
awesome.
Man.
Has anyone ever given you anything, Andrew, from the movies? Like, do you own anything picture, camera used or whatever, screen used?
I don't think I have a single. No.
Oh, damn.
I think Dan was given like a crew prop from New Nightmare. Outside of that, yeah, I don't have anything, unfortunately. Would be awesome. I think I remember one year I tried to bid at Profiles in History for the phone from the first movie with Tom.
Dude.
But
Nice.
those things are I can't compete with the money that people spend on props through auctions. It's insane. I can't justify that.
Yeah, and it's only it's only triple what it was 10 years ago now, or even 15, 20 years ago, you could probably get a Freddy glove for $5-10 grand or something, but now it's 30, 40, 50, 60.
Oh,
so
it'd be like
insane.
$100K. Like,
for a glove. Okay.
Yeah, an original Freddy glove, is probably worth $500,000 at this point, I would imagine.
No way.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
People are nuts.
I saw the Blade Runner gun. I think the Blade Runner gun went for like $1 million. There are some super wealthy movie fans out there who obviously don't work in the movie business. Because they've got that much money.
Because that's how they have money.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into I keep pressing the wrong button. Let's rank this mofo here. Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, Dream Warriors.
I think we found our gold, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely I'm 100% on found me gold here.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
sure.
yeah. And I'd even be as bold to put it above part 1.
I would 100% agree. Let's do that right now.
Oh God, can you really do that though?
I
That
mean,
yeah.
feels dirty. It feels dirty.
It
feels
doesn't feel
right.
dirty
It
to
feels
me.
right to me.
100% correct for me too.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think
Do what
that's
you
the
got to do,
fans.
guys.
Yeah, and have you ever read the screenplay for Wes's, like his original screenplay for 3? Does anyone?
I've read some of it.
Okay.
It's very, very different and a lot darker.
Okay.
But what I think what was made was way better.
Yeah, yeah. Cool. All right. Well, let's
right,
let's
let's
move
do it.
on. Moving on to A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4.
I did not find me gold.
Dream. What?
You did not find any gold in part 4?
No.
Oh man, there's I don't know, man. Part 4 is great.
Oh wait, hold on. I gotta press the
I'm
button.
waiting.
There we go. There we
There
go.
it is. There it is. We're back,
Yeah.
baby.
Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4, The Dream Master. What, Alex? What are your
Where's Patricia Arquette, Ack?
Patricia Arquette? She gave me 5 reasons why she did not do the movie. I'll give you a few of them. I kind of hold I hold one of them close to me. I may have told Andrew back in the day. I may have told Lisa Wilcox at one point, but those are the only 2 people I've ever told, I think. So one of them, she was trying to move on to bigger and better things. She didn't want to be stuck in horror movies. She didn't want to be like typecast in horror movies. Number 2, her character was not her character dies early, and it was just like, well, if it's not about me, what's the point? You know, like I die in the first 5 minutes or whatever. So I mean, those are about 3 of the reasons that, you know, her agents were just trying to boost her into normal movies. And then there was one that was a lot more personal, but you know, since
I heard that Tuesday Night had murdered her and was just going to wear her skin and take the role. That's wrong. No, that's not what happened.
Yeah. Dude, Tuesday Night. I mean, here's a little anecdote. Quick anecdote. I was hanging out with Tuesday Night on her birthday one time with Felissa Rose, and Tuesday Night's mom had the hots for me. She was just like flirty with me the whole night. I was like,
Monday night.
Nice,
to the point where I'm standing outside the restaurant, walking out of it, and Tuesday Night and her mom are driving away, and her mom's like, you know, still flirting with me out the window of her car. And I'm like, you know, that's Hollywood.
Missed opportunity,
you know?
bro.
Yeah, I know.
Dang, bro. Dang. I don't know. I really like The Dream Master. It's one of my favorites to watch. It's one of my favorites that it's a comfort movie for me for some reason. I definitely agree on an objective scale. It's not as good as, you know, some part 3 maybe, but it definitely still has that same vibe for me. And the energy doesn't let down between 3 and 4. So I thought it was, I don't know. I'm a big fan.
Yeah. I probably
and it's the center spine too. You know, it's where you get to really see Freddy. You know, I'm just saying.
I recently saw it maybe 5 years ago. I don't know if you guys were at the Chinese 6, and I hadn't watched it in a while, and I was just still blown away. It's my 3rd favorite of the series. I think it's creatively, it is an absolute bonkers masterpiece of like just creativity, of like letting it go and just going balls to the wall of awesomeness. And then there's this Groundhog Day kind of theme going on toward the end of it.
Diner. We're back at the diner, and we're back at the diner.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. Yeah, I thought it was really cool, and that was before Groundhog Day came out, and you know, it's like it's probably something that I had never seen before as a kid. All the kills are great. It's super fun. It's
like the invisible karate fight kill.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
You trying to knock the karate fight kill? Oh,
That
we
lowers the whole movie down.
We gotta save.
a line
Listen,
right
we
there.
spent all of our money on all the kills. We gotta do one kill.
We had a dog pissing fire, bro.
Yeah,
we just
we
gotta do an invisible
Gotta just
kill.
do one kill. All right, pretend Freddy's kicking the shit out
We
of you.
spent all
Right
our money on nunchucks.
yeah,
so
so
jumping the shark part of the movie.
So
me.
Alex feels negatively about Nightmare
No, this
4.
is in the middle. This is right in the middle for me. This is
Yeah.
probably like my 5th favorite out of the 9. Like, it's got a
Oh.
lot of characters that I love. It's got some really cool kills. Lisa Wilcox is great. It's ridiculous. It definitely takes us a step towards ridiculous from 3, though. Like, 3 is just so solid. But you know, it's got some cool shit. The fucking broken arm weight bench fucking scene. That's fucking awesome.
Yep.
And I mean, the nunchuck scene with Lisa Wilcox, bro. I mean, fucking A, right? Like, awesome.
Dude, and yeah, Lisa does such a good job in it's a smooth transition. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times when like they a franchise recast somebody or you know, brings in a new star, it feels a little like jarring, but the transition from 3 to 4 is just so smooth to me. Like, it's a perfect double feature. Like, if you were to watch 2 in a row, like, you should watch 3 and 4.
3 and 4, yeah. And you have a dog pissing fire to awaken Freddy. I mean, we're all adolescent boys, and Rennie Harlan really knew what we were looking for in life, you know?
God bless America, man.
Andrew, what kind of anecdotes do you have about this movie?
Oh my God. I love having interviewed Rennie Harlan for the doc. I was always a Rennie Harlan fan, but when I interviewed him, I'm like, this is the coolest dude alive.
Yeah.
You know, 4 is not a personal favorite of mine. I'm kind of mixed on the movie. I know it has its fans. I know a lot of people who rank it among like the top 2 or top 3. I think I love Rennie Harlan's direction. I think the cinematography is great. I like the set pieces you guys mentioned. I think are really fun, and the movie's never boring. I also don't like what it does as a sequel to Dream Warriors right off the bat, and I feel like it throws too much of that stuff away.
That's fair.
And tonally, I feel like it goes off the rails in so many different directions, and pushes the Freddy comedy to way goofier than it needed to be. Which is hilarious considering what I'm going to say about Freddy's Dead, because I think later. But, I think Alice is a great heroine. Alice is a great character. Lisa Wilcox really owns that role. So, you know, but again, it's a very mixed. Again, I find it entertaining, but I don't like love it like I do a lot of the other ones. So so far of the first 3, I would put it below the first 3, even 2, which I know most people would.
All right, so let's fight over where we should put it then, boys.
Wow.
Freddy's.
This is a 3-leaf clover, guys. This is right down the middle, in my opinion. Just right down the center.
I would put this here or even here. This is how far I would go up.
Yeah, Christian, I'm in the same boat.
Wow.
But that said, I mean, we can meet in the middle. We can.
What do you think, Andrew? Where would you put it?
I would personally put it. I'm with you, Alex. I'd probably put it dead center. I know a lot of Elm Street fans would murder me for that, but you know, and again, I go back on what I like versus what I don't like about the movie, because what works is really good, you know. But personally, it's not one of my cherished ones. Just
we're gonna get a lot worse, but we have a lot better too. That's why I feel like it's in the middle. But
I don't know.
I
That
say
looks
drop
about right between what we're all saying.
I don't know if movies get better than Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4 Dream Master. That's pretty fucking fantastic. I'm going to put it right here in the
Yeah.
middle there because
Okay.
Hunter and I are fighting for a higher ranking.
That's fair. That's fair.
And
We'll
then
put
and
the
then we'll
finishing touches at the end.
yeah, we'll do some adjustments. So all right. So next up, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5.
Super Freddy.
Yes,
Fuck.
Super Freddy.
Oh, the Dream Child. This is the one.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5, The Dream Child.
This is the one that taught me about safe sex and to be responsible because it's about teenage pregnancy, and what's scarier than that?
Yeah, basically.
Especially when you're having the child of Fred Krueger.
Yeah, you don't definitely.
Yeah,
don't
we
want
get
that.
Freddy's origin here.
Yeah, and that origin's pretty grim, man. That insane asylum is pretty
The bastard
grody.
child of 100 maniacs.
Yeah, it's a pretty grody ass insane asylum. This one to me, I feel like describes what Andrew is saying. Where I feel like this is the one where they tonally go off the rails and lose a step, unfortunately. I don't know. I also have a bit of a pet peeve about like baby centric horror movies, or like, I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me.
Really?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't need a baby in the mix. It's Freddy Krueger stuff,
Yeah.
Like
I'm gonna challenge you on that in a few Nightmare on Elm Street movies coming up.
Well, if there's a baby in the mix, I want it to be more like The Witch and less like, what I'm saying.
The baby in the but you're talking. I mean, there's a demonic, monstrous baby, but there's also the child, and the child is like 6 or 7 or 8 or something in this movie.
In
The little kid, the little boy.
Thanks, Summer.
I'm tripping, Christian. I'm tripping. What child are you talking about in Dream Child?
The boy. Andrew
Does she
Kasch, give him the info.
Yeah,
I'm tripping, bro. Maybe it's been a minute.
Freddy Jr., the kid from Jurassic Park?
Yep. Yeah. Wit, who's hilarious. Yeah, he doesn't show up, I don't think, until the end, right? Until like the final sequence of the movie.
Yeah. My bad. I forgot about
bring
that.
the Escher stuff. Yeah.
She's preggers through the whole movie.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
that's the part I could skip is Freddy gonna get my baby or not? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I didn't realize it was. It's been a minute since I've seen Part 5. I didn't realize it was Homeboy from Jurassic Park. He's great. He's also in Mikey, which I really, really like.
Shout out to Mikey. Hardcore shout out to Mikey anytime.
Wait, is he Mikey too?
He's not
He's one of
Mikey.
the-
No, he plays Mikey's best friend.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. One day we'll have to do a Mikey ranking system where it's just pot of gold, Mikey.
Yeah.
All right, we're off the rails. But
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, what I didn't say about Nightmare 4 is that Nightmare 4 is like, if you didn't grow up in the 80s, that's when Freddy became a cultural juggernaut. And it was because of that movie, it really exploded. And the promotions of what they did with and Robert Englund going on to MTV and on every talk show, and he was dressed as Freddy, and it was just, and the toys just exploded.
Video game.
So Nightmare 4 was just a bonkers time in 1988 for Freddy. And so they really rushed Nightmare 5, right, Andrew? Tell us about it a little bit.
Yeah. It basically, they rushed 5 because 4 was when Freddy Mania started. That's when it basically it was such a big hit commercially that Freddy basically took the world by storm. So of course they had to race out the next one as fast as they could. And that's when the problems started. I did read the original script by Skip Inspector. which I was lucky enough to get my hands on when we were making the doc. And I have to say, like, I know they're not super crazy about their first draft, but I actually thought their script was light years better than the finished movie, because it had a lot of great ideas in it. There was a lot of backstory that they had put into, where Alice like dives into Freddy Krueger's dreams, like using her Dream Master skills, and she starts to look back at him as a child. So there's these sequences where where Freddy was being raised in the monastery, right? Where the nun was raped by the inmates, and of course all the nuns are super cruel to him, because he's the bastard son of 100 maniacs. So you basically dive into Freddy Krueger's psychology, and it's a much darker script, and much more character driven. And the set pieces I thought were a lot cooler. So I greatly prefer the Skip Inspector version of what that movie was going to be. I know that's like, I'm partially biased too, because I had a working relationship with John Skip since then.
Yes.
But and I don't think anybody who made the movie has any bones about it. The movie did not turn out the way everybody was hoping and working for. But on the bright side, you've got Stephen Hopkins visuals. Stephen Hopkins is an awesome director. Saw with like Predator 2, which I love, and Ghost in the Darkness and Judgment Night, and he's made so many killer movies. Personally, I think this is the blandest of all the Elm Street movies. It's my least favorite. But even to be sit there, that's just props of how also good the franchise is overall, because there's still, and my least favorite one, there's still some things like the motorcycle sequence, which is awesome.
Turns into a motorcycle.
That thing's so freaking cool. You've got,
the 2D, the paper kill is fucking awesome. Yeah.
I got a shout out to my homie Michael Bailey Smith, who plays Super Freddy.
Super Freddy.
You've got the MC Escher stare sequence. That's cool. You've got you've got the food feeding sequence with the supermodel. That's cool. Like, there's still plenty of stuff. You've got the little Freddy baby scurrying around. That's like, so even then, like, the weakest Freddy movies still like more entertaining than what you would find in most modern horror movies. I feel like there's still stuff to look at and really appreciate. And still a lot of inventiveness, even if it's just nowhere near, it's a mess on, at the end of the day, story wise, script wise, the execution can be really dodgy, but there's still like stuff to appreciate. So
yeah, and in Never Sleep Again, like Stephen Hopkins was like, we were fully, we were working with 3 or 4 different scripts and trying to hobble them together. And he said he got hired on Valentine's Day, and there was a release date of like August or something. So they had maybe 6 months to make this movie, right, Andrew? That's bonkers.
Very disastrous. Very disastrous way to make a movie. You don't make a movie like that, and that it kind of shows in the final product. But at the end of the day, like, it's still, you still got to hand it to all those architects behind the movie, because it's still it's still visually kind of insane and does some wholesome stuff. But
it's enjoyable. It's highly enjoyable. It's just, but I do agree. I feel it's the blandest.
But is it worth a shoe shine is the question.
Yeah. I regard this one a bit more than probably you guys do. And it's maybe because it was the 4th one I saw or something, but it's just, it's way more exciting than 2 for me. Just because of the humor, and it's just ridiculous. And as a little kid, I really enjoyed it. But
nobody turns into a motorcycle in 2. So
yeah, exactly. But it's still it's far from a great movie. But once again, like a Dream Master, it's bursting with creativity. I mean, that's what they just did, as much creative shit as they possibly could to make it as good as they could with what they had and the script that they were just trying to figure out how to make as they were going along. So I don't know. Let's see what you guys think. Anybody want to? What do you guys think?
I say it's not worth a shoe shine. It's not a cubic zirconia, but it's not quite worth a shoe shine.
I was gonna say the same for me. It's I don't rewatch it very much at all.
And Andrew is he's 100% in the negative. So if you two guys are there,
I go not worth a shoe shine is where I put it. It has redeeming features.
Yeah.
Funny story. One last anecdote there for 5 though. The original draft has my favorite unproduced Freddy set piece, which I still wish someone would do, which is they have an artist character. It became the comic book sequence, but in the original draft there was a female artist character who does a lot of like sculptures and paintings and stuff in her loft, and they wrote an entire sequence where the art loft comes alive. So almost Tim Burton style, where every form of animation attacks her. So you've got stop motion sculptures, you've got the animation, you've got painted animation that comes out of the painting, and it's like every conceivable animation thing attacking somebody at once in their art studio, which I like. If I ever had the keys to make a Freddy movie, I would put that into the new film. But
I mean, that's the key to Freddy that came out of basically out of 3, is that Freddy would pinpoint what is in your psyche, and I think that's the most important thing about Freddy Krueger for me, is that he would go into your dreams, and whatever your dreams were supposed to be, he would turn it into a nightmare by turning your dream, mainly your reality dream, into your nightmare. You know, if you wanted to be something, he would make that the worst thing that, the
worst version of that.
Yeah, that's like, he would make that, the awful version of what you were supposed to be in life. So, yeah. All right. So number 5, we'll put it not worth the shoe shine right now.
Not worth the shoe shine. It had to happen to one of them.
Next up, 1991's Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare.
Nice hearing from you, Carlos.
All right.
Guys, this is the hill I might have to die on, guys.
Oh, here we go.
Dude,
what is it?
The hearing aid head explosion, bro.
This is my most rewatched Freddy movie.
Really?
Yeah, hands down. I love this movie. I give it 5 out of 5 stars. Alice Cooper is on the back of the box.
Oh, there you go.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
he's the stepdad. Yeah.
If this was a favorites ranking, this would be my number 1.
No,
so take that for what it's
really.
Wow. In terms of rewatchability and just pure enjoyment, and like, I love the Freddy's backstory. I'm not just giving props to Alice Cooper, but I love that you actually saw like a piece of Freddy's backstory that felt like real and more like grounded in reality. I love all the cameos. I don't know. I love the twist that you think that it's the main kid is Freddy's son, but then it turns out to be the girl. The 3D sequence is super fucking cool. I mean, there's just so much to love about this. Like Johnny Depp cameos again. Like, I don't know, man. Like, this one to me is just like my favorite. Like I said, I'm not saying it's the best movie. And that's why at the beginning of this, I was like, are we doing best or favorites? But I understand the gripes with it. But in terms of pure rewatchability and enjoyment factor, it's very, very high for me.
You know what? I'm going to join you in that camp because, and that's why I said this is going to be hilarious when we get to this because of, the 4 criticisms about it being too silly. This one really tonally goes off the rails, but
yes.
I don't know. Maybe it's like speaking to the Looney Tunes fan in me, but I find it so damn entertaining because it is a giant cartoon and it's just so fun. And you've got Rachel Talalay, who is just kind of a great cult movie maker in her own spirit. I mean, Tank Girl and a lot of the other stuff that she would go on to do. She's a great visualist too, and she has a wicked sense of humor in what she does. So, you know, the movie's completely bonkers, and I understand why that doesn't vibe with most people, but it's just kind of, I'm with you, man. I enjoyed the shit out of it.
Yeah,
This is
super fun.
This is the first one I saw in a theater and with the 3D glasses and all that. And me and my friends went, and we were super excited. And, you know, we were like, yeah, this is fucking kind of dumb, but we still liked it, you know. But, you know, as in, and Rachel Talalay says in Never Sleep Again, she was kind of like, maybe regrets that they went so bonkers with the humor. Maybe they should have went a little darker with what it was. What it should have been, you know. But yeah, I watched, you know, I watched the remake recently, you know, a few days ago, and then I watched Freddy's Dead, and I was like, I wasn't expecting Freddy's Dead to be so fun, because I hadn't seen it in so many years. I've forgotten most of it. I couldn't believe how much I forgot. And it was like this giant burst of fun instead of this darkness that I saw with the remake. So, yeah, I don't know, but it's still kind of bad. It's still pretty bad. It's not a good movie. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah, it's bad. It's just as it's so bad, it's kind of good, and that's definitely where it falls. For sure.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
The video game sequence is just fucking horrible.
Oh, Freddy playing the kid on the game.
Power glove.
Now you're playing with power. And dude, the entire movie is dubbed. The entire movie is almost all of it is dubbed, and like sometimes you don't even see the mouths move correctly, and it's like, what the fuck is going on?
Dude, I love they go to the town and everyone is like, the teacher's just giving an imaginary lesson. Everyone's like pretending
there's
like
no
kids around.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, and it's the same thing happens when they go to like this kind of mental orphanage house or something, and there's another crazy lady talking to herself. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Carnival, yeah, dude.
So
bonkers.
That's why I think Dream Child is fucking way better than fucking Freddy's Dead for sure.
I don't know, man. I mean, Dream Child is just a little like.
I like Dream Child a bit more too.
Freddy's Dead knew what it was though, and I think that like that's the difference. Whereas like Dream Child was trying to be something and didn't quite get there, whereas Freddy's Dead knew what it was trying to do and totally aced it. Like,
but how many people turn into motorcycles, Hunter?
That's valid. But Freddy's Dead does have the free falling, you know, with the just falling like falling through the clouds with Freddy Krueger. Like, who doesn't have dreams where you're falling, like, dude? That's like a recurring nightmare that everyone has. Where you're
when
just
he
like
falling. 2D cuts out through the universe into Dream Battle, like that's pretty fucking cool. I'll give it that.
Dude, there's some cool shit in it, and
definitely cool shit.
I don't know, like. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's what we gotta figure out. You know, we gotta figure it out. Where is it?
Yeah. All right. Let's see where it lies.
This is gonna be tough for me.
Yeah.
Because I do enjoy it, even like definitely more than 2. But 2 might be a better movie. 2? But I mean,
we're including the remake just so everybody knows out there. So
yes. And another surprise, you know. But so yeah, Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare. I don't know. It's I
don't think it's worth a shoe shine personally, but it's definitely no cubic zirconia because I definitely watched the fucking cubic zirconia.
Yeah.
I feel like the very least it should be in 3-leaf clover. And I would accept that it's not as good as 2 or 4, but I definitely don't think it should be touched in the not worth a shoe shine.
What do you think,
Andrew, what do you think?
You know, I say it's a pretty good compromise to put it right in the middle.
Yeah, right here.
We don't know. Yeah. Oh no, right.
No, I say
I think with Hunter love, with Hunter's love for it and
Just
Cash's
give it a nudge.
passion, it's
Just
a
give it a
three-leaf
nudge.
clover. Let's put it right
Just
dead
drop
center.
it right in the center of 3-leaf clover. We don't have anything dead center yet.
I don't know. It's a terrible movie. It is really bad.
No, bro, listen. How can I sell this?
It's really, but Lisa
Did you
Zane.
see Alice Cooper's on the back of the box, bro.
Yeah, Alice is not watching, so he doesn't give a fuck about what you think. So he won't give you front row seats if you give him a 3 out of 5.
Oh, see, even Chris says drop it in the middle.
Yeah, drop it right here in the middle of these two. Like it's basically what, a 2.5 stars right there.
Is this where we finally revolt against Christian? Is this the episode?
I don't know.
I mean, I hear your guys' passion, and because of that, I personally do like Dreamchild more, but I'm comfortable with it being a true 3-leaf clover. I'm comfortable with that for now. Drop it right dead in the middle.
Okay, all right. We'll give it to you guys because you're fighting for it, but I'm gonna start fighting for fucking other shit later.
There's passion.
I'm not. Yeah.
I was surprised by this.
I can actually. Part 2 being that high to me, it feels like the upset. But
there's science behind our rating system.
But I do actually like
passion
this. I'm A-okay with it.
But if you want to talk about how corny fucking 5 and 6 are, dude, 6 he's got fucking the Wicked Witch of the West. He's pushing the spike thing down.
But that's okay.
He breaks the fourth wall like 4 or 5 times to look into the camera. It's bonkers. What the fuck is going on in this stupid fucking movie? It is so bad. Yeah, but I still like it.
This is the thing. It's like Robert Englund kind of summed this up pretty well. It's like at this point, Freddy Mania had like come in Freddy was almost like appearing on cereal boxes at this point. So, for the last movie, he said, he used the term like we thought it would be okay to like deconstruct and self-destruct and literally jump the shark. Or not literally, but just jump the Elm Street house or whatever. Like everybody knew what they were making and just having a blast. And I think that fun is infectious in the movie. So I feel good about it.
Yeah, and I feel great, dude. And Andrew, you made me think of something, but I can't remember what I was gonna say, bro. It's gonna come to me. It's all right. Worries. Move on.
Yeah.
I agree, Summer.
Yeah,
I don't know, but is okay. So, getting rid of the remake, is the video game sequence in Nightmare 6 the worst one?
The worst kill?
Yeah.
Is it the worst kill? I mean, the psychedelic part is cool, but is the video game sequence?
No, the karate scene in 4 is
okay.
Karate scene, you're right. Yeah. We have an invisible Freddy. Yeah.
I mean, everybody involved with that sequence, just right down to Andres, I think is like, what the fuck is this? So, I think I don't think anybody making the movies would dispute that's the lamest kill.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well,
let's raise the bar up.
Yeah. All right, let's get into it. Here we go.
Say hello to Robert
New Nightmare.
Love you, babe. We'll do lunch.
All right.
So good.
Oh,
New Nightmare.
That's a nice picture, dude.
1994.
This is my favorite Nightmare movie.
This is your favorite?
This is my favorite.
Really?
I mean, it's the first one I would have seen in the theater, but I love how fucking meta it is. I love seeing Robert Englund as Robert Englund. I love seeing Heather Langenkamp as Heather Langenkamp. This movie just fucking goes. I was here when the Northridge earthquake was going on. It felt so real to me.
Yeah.
It's so good. That's my little piece. Hot take, I know.
No, I don't think it's hot at all. I think most people... I feel this way about the series, and most Freddy fans that I've talked to, I feel like, sort of the golden trilogy here is the original 3 and New Nightmare. I think that's the undisputed great high peak of the franchise, and and it's also Heather's best performance. I think she's really great in that part.
Yeah,
and it's just a classy, well-made, really original film that does what no franchise sequel would dare to do. And it took the audience a while to find it because it didn't do well when it first came out. But man, it's just a damn good movie.
I was gonna say
Freddy deserved after all this time. So good.
I think it's like on pen and paper, like the best movie. Like, in terms of the craftsmanship, like, I don't know, or I shouldn't.
No,
I don't know.
I just think that overall, like the originality, like it was the precursor to Scream, and
definitely.
like, I don't know. I think that it's just like a really, really fucking good movie.
I mean, my thoughts on it. I mean, I've always loved it. I hold it in high regard, but Freddy, I don't like the Freddy makeup or the Freddy glove. It doesn't look good at all.
There's fingers, bro.
There's terrible.
Fingers, bro.
But you know, and it's one that I haven't watched in a very, very long time, so I can't reconnect with it.
Give it a revisit.
Give yourself a treat, bro. Let's take a break for 2 hours and come back.
It's worth a revisit.
Well, it's been about 10 years or so, but
it's better than you remember. It's better than you remember it.
But you know, I'm still 1, 3, 4, well above 7. You know.
4 above 7?
By
blasphemy, bro.
By
blasphemy.
Far.
Look at Cash shaking his head with shame at you. Shame at you, Christian.
Yeah.
Christian.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, because you know, 3 and 4, they just kind of like they're little sister movies that are just the bonkers.
I agree with you there, Christian. I agree.
Yeah, but one sister,
bonkers section.
One sister is a lot more attractive than the other sister.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay, bro. That's okay.
They are not twins, 3 and 4.
Yeah, they definitely are not, but they're both fucking awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. Wes Craven went hard in this movie, man. It's a bold movie, dude.
Hard.
Like it's definitely like a total unique entry.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dude,
I really like it. And it's better the more you watch it too. Like it feels like bigger somehow than the others in terms of its scope.
I can rewatch this every year forever.
Yeah. I have no problem rewatching this one at all.
Okay.
New Nightmare. Oh God. And I mean, my favorite kill of the whole series is probably the wall ceiling kill, the first kill of the fucking first movie. And this one kind of they upped the stakes on it. We get to see Freddy doing it in this one, which is
that's
cool.
One of the most disturbing kills in the franchise too, because at that point that Heather and the babysitter, the caretaker rather, were like the only two that were really fighting for this kid. And when she gets tore up in that hospital, dude, that scene is like rough because like they really did a good job of making you really care about that character. And I'm gonna doubling back to what I was saying earlier about movies with little kids. It's typically not my jam, but this one, it actually really works because it's such an endearing movie.
And this is the kid that taught you that boys have a penis and girls have a vagina in Kindergarten Cop, dude.
That is true. That is true.
Oh, really?
I mean, I personally remember him from Full House, but
they won't allow that line anymore in new movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just got demonetized again. But no, I don't know,
Pet
man.
Cemetery too.
Yeah, Pet Cemetery, like it works. It works. This is such a charming movie, I should say.
Yeah.
Like it's just a very like
you care about the characters so much.
Like,
yeah.
That's what it is. I care about the characters more than I think I had since probably the first movie.
Yeah, like I feel like Nightmare on Elm Street 3 or Part 2 are like get your buddies together and crack some beers and watch a Nightmare on Elm Street movie, but Wes Craven's New Nightmares, hey family, let's all gather around and get the kids together and watch a Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it feels a little classier.
They have the cemetery sequence. Cool. Oh, go ahead, Andrew.
The you know, with the first movie, it's all about, like, you know, as a kid you identify with it, you know, because it's, you know, again, it's the angst, it's things being out of your control, you know, it's basically sort of like a metaphor for how scary the world is when you're a kid. And you fast forward to New Nightmare, and it taps into like all our adult fears, especially if you're a parent. You know, losing control of your kid, you know, or your kid turning into something and you're helpless to stop him, or, you know, you're trying to raise him right, and, you know, other people are interfering. You know, it's when you know what's best. Like, it's kind of crazy how it's like the yin and yang of like childhood and adult fears that go on between the two Wes Craven movies. So
yeah, it's like the series grew up with its fans, and it feels like a much more mature movie than all the other ones. Like,
it is,
totally. It feels like Wes Craven's back, you know, and he makes really, really good movies, you know. But yeah, dude, that's a good call. Like, everyone has fears, man. I also feel like it's a really, really good LA movie. Like, it's a really good movie about making movies. Like, it's a really good movie if you want to see a slice of what it's like to work on a horror movie in Los Angeles. Like, totally. Which is just a fun little it's very realistic, I should say. Well, with Freddy Krueger involved.
I found me gold. I found me gold.
Time to rank it.
I found me gold.
Oh wow! I'm team. I found me gold. I think
Christian, same with our comment section, bro.
Bring the average down. No, I think
it's Summer's favorite Nightmare movie,
dude. And it's 1, 3, and 5, or 1, 3, and 7 are like the trilogy.
They're the best.
Look, I would, so, you know, I put 4 way lower than what I thought, but we're gonna fight it over
now,
at the end here.
We can adjust it, because now that we're looking at this, I do feel like maybe 4 gets nudged a little bit to the Bloody Rainbow.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that New Nightmare is I like 4 way more, but it doesn't mean that and I love New Nightmare way more than 2 and 6 and 5 for sure, but I would put 5 before 2 and 6. But either way, we're a group here, and we're fighting it out.
I found me gold.
Yeah, so, that's a no-brainer for
found our gold. All right.
I mean, the 3 and I Found Me Gold, those are everyone's favorite Nightmare movies. Like, whoever you ask, what's your favorite? They're gonna say one of those 3.
Whoa, hold up, because the next one coming up.
You didn't ask me.
Yeah, the next one coming up, guys. This is
3's your favorite, Ack.
I feel like I really died on my hill with Freddy's Dead, and I should have saved it for this one.
Damn. All right, let's do it. All righty.
Yeah, baby.
All righty. We got Freddy versus Jason.
So much fun. So much fun.
Two huge thumbs up for me, man. And the thing I really, really like about Freddy vs. Jason, and I know the screenplay went through 1,000 iterations.
So many.
But I really like the story in this movie, and I thought that it perfectly blended Freddy's world, the kids on Elm Street, with Camp Crystal Lake and Jason, and on top of that, Freddy and Jason just kick the shit out of each other.
WWF style, bro.
WWF style throughout the movie. Like, so many awesome fights between them. It like delivered on everything I wanted. Is it the best movie in the world? No. Does it have a lot of cringy moments? Absolutely. But it's highly entertaining movie for me.
Yeah. I hated it when I first watched it, and then I accepted it on second watch, and I still have not done a third watch on
what?
it.
Oh,
in
what
many years.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I feel like it's been too long since I've revisited.
I mean, I was watching some clips, and I was, while doing this, preparing for this episode, I'm like, okay, and it reminded me of all the corny shit, like fucking Freddy needs Jason to fucking have powers back and all that.
They
shit.
forgot about him, They forgot. They weren't talking about him anymore.
I like that, dude. Yeah, and then they go back to the
fucking Jason.
Oh, dude, I don't know.
Freddy's way better than Jason. Andrew Kasch, what do you think of this movie?
I saw this on opening night with a packed crowd, and it was like being in a wrestling arena. I mean, the whole audience went nuts, and it was still one of the most fun theatrical experiences I think I've ever had in a theater. So, yeah, I mean, the movie's got tons of flaws. It's very silly, and it's just kind of, just dumb fun, but it's so entertaining at what it does. I think that's a hard pairing. It took them forever because getting an actual matchup with these guys was conceptually like almost impossible. So you gotta hand it to Mark and Damien for they're finding the simplest, most direct way to deal with it. And then you got Ronnie Yu, who's and his Hong Kong movies are amazing. Bride of Chucky's awesome. He's doing all this crazy visual stuff, and those you can't say, even if you don't like the movie, which a lot of people don't. You can't deny that those two fights, when we get to them in the movie, are super satisfying. The cheers and the gore and just the craziness of everything, like it's just fun.
When Freddy starts launching the rocket things, the canisters, and they just start shooting like missiles at Jason, dude, I'm like, who thought of that, bro? That's crazy.
Yeah. I love the stone Freddy worm. That's great.
Oh yeah.
It's you got Zach Ward, doing dead brother doing crazy sequence. Like man, it's just an entertaining popcorn flick,
The folding bed kill is so fucking good. The folding bed.
Everybody like screamed when that happened. Like, you just weren't expecting that. That was like,
fuck
what?
That guy. I didn't necessarily like every character in this movie, but like you hated that guy so much. It was such a victorious win when he was fucking killed. Fuck
bro, this is like the epitome of like watching a movie and rooting for the slashers. Like I was only rooting for Freddy and Jason in this movie. Like there was no character that I was I was like, get him, go get them all.
The two kids that escaped the psych ward are kind of endearing. Like the two mental patients are the only people you kind of like.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I thought I really enjoyed it, and like I said, I thought that the script was just really clever. Like bringing the Weston Hills Asylum into Crystal Lake, and Christian, if you forget about Freddy. It's honestly a really clever callback, because part one, if you just aren't afraid of him, then he goes away. So if they forget about him, bro, Freddy needs someone to
right? They're giving him their energy.
Kids of Elm Street.
Okay.
So not recruit Jason to,
Well, I mean, but Freddy goes after kids that don't even know who he is. That's the whole thing.
What's wrong with that? Yeah. He loves going after kids.
Yeah, but you said somebody if they forget about him, are you saying because everybody forgot about him?
The whole town forgot about him.
Yeah. Okay.
Remember, it was like a crime to talk about Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
Which also lines up with a lot. I mean, I just thought that the lore on both sides was very like it was very fulfilled.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, they were fun. They respected the lore of both franchises really well. I felt they respected it, and even like you can pick apart like Jason being afraid of water when he walks into water in other movies
all the time. He's always in water.
But But like at the same time, like the Friday the 13th series is stupid and has no continuity, and it's just it's just popcorn. Again, that's just a popcorn franchise where just silly kills and fun, and they're audience movies, and this channels that. So when it comes to people discussing like, oh, this violated canon, of like, what canon? Like the Jason mythology doesn't even make any sense or have any strategic people trying to fill in those blanks. But at the end of the day, the whole Friday the 13th franchise is like an exploitation slasher body count thing. This is too. So it's fine. Like it can do what it wants. So
well, Christian's still trying to move New Nightmare.
This is Christian's favorite.
No.
Wow, Christian, I mean,
I'm not fighting against you guys. This is probably my 5th favorite of the movies,
So here's the deal. Is the category, I mean, this movie, if there's one word to describe it, it's fun. And we have a bloody rainbow of fun. I feel
that's kind of what I'm thinking too, but I do feel a bit, I mean, I don't actually. I feel like that's perfect personally.
That's where that shit belongs.
But it would be then ranked ahead of 4 and 2, which is to me slightly controversial, but I do agree.
Controversial, but I feel like I'd rewatch it more than 4 and 2.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, Summer, I love Kia. Oh my gosh, dude. She's got Freddy's got the cringiest line of all time, like, ooh, dark meat.
Oh god. So bad.
Oh, is that what's her face, like Brandy or whatever?
No, it's what is her?
The other singer?
Gosh.
Kelly Rowland.
Kelly Rowland,
yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude, yeah.
Great. Great
performance.
So you guys all agree that Freddy versus Jason is better than Dream Master?
I have no problem with that. Yeah. I have no problem with that.
Damn.
It's so much fun. Is it a better movie? I don't know, but I like it more. I didn't realize that till right now.
Let's be fair. Objectively, if you look at it, you probably would fall more in line with like 2 and 4 on a straight line. But personally, I just get the most entertainment out of it.
Okay.
I'm good with it.
Christian, I think a lot of it has to do with the age we are, the generation we are, the fact that I saw this in cinema,
I think Freddy vs. Jason is the only Freddy movie that I did see in the theater.
Oh, really?
Also, yeah.
Okay.
We can do some fine tweaking at the end if we need to.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's
I love it.
Let's get to everybody's
I'm loving
favorite
this list right now.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Ooh, sounds like fun.
All right, everybody's favorite movie.
Oh yeah. All right.
So Andrew Kasch, did you do Never Sleep Again? You did it a few years before. You released it the same year as A Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake.
Yeah, one of the whole reasons that we decided to make it and raced the documentary into production and out was to coincide with the remake, because from a marketing standpoint, that's probably best, while Freddy's in the public eye. So the remake and Never Sleep Again hit at pretty much relatively the same time. So
All right, what are your thoughts?
So I just watched this for the first time. This week. And what we should have done with this show was had it be a viral fucking prank show where we didn't actually rate any of these movies, and it was just a big fucking prank to get me to watch this piece of shit movie.
Surprise.
I've avoided it for 15 years, and even then, I thought it was going to be better than it was. It was such a fucking piece of shit. God damn it. I was like Jackie Earle Haley, it can't be that bad.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. And the opening scene, like with the throat slash, I was like, oh, this might be all right, actually. I think I'm in. And then they just kept fucking shitting on me for an hour and a half. I fucking hated this movie. Yeah. That's my opinion.
It's so dark and murky, and it doesn't have any fun. Any of the sadistic fun that
no fun
from Nightmare 1. Nightmare 1, you connect with the characters. They're having fun. Freddy's having fun. And there's a lot of darkness in it. And it's a good mixture. This one has everyone is mopey, pale, fucking just like, oh, what's wrong? Nothing is going on with them at all.
Freddy, dude.
Yeah, it's just the emo Freddy. Yeah. Andrew, like, after making the documentary, and did you guys put it out right beforehand? And like, what did you think when this movie first came out?
Oh man, I remember going to the premiere. And just being utterly dejected. I'll say, I don't like to shit on films and filmmakers and openly trash stuff, because all of us who are in the business, like, it's really fucking hard to make anything.
Yes,
but at the end of the day, I will say this, Jackie Earle Haley was inspired casting. I think everybody felt that when the movie was coming out. Had he been given better material and better makeup, he could have even become, a really iconic Freddy. But yeah, this movie was made by people who, even by their own admission, didn't really like Nightmare on Elm Street and didn't understand it. And everybody, I think, oh God, what's the actress's name? She's gone, I forget who played Nancy in this, who's gone on to be much better and better things. Like,
holy crap, it's in my brain. Yeah, no.
Girl with the dragon tattoo.
I've been thinking about her all week. Yeah, she got Oscar nominated.
Traumatized.
Yeah.
Rooney Mara.
Oh, Rooney Mara.
Yeah. I'm like
Rooney
thinking
Mara,
of Rennie Harlan. Rooney Mara.
Yeah, even she admitted that she didn't think, like, because this was at the beginning of her career, even she admitted she didn't think her career was going to survive this movie. So, and luckily she went on, and now she's a very, esteemed actress. But I think
it's even it's taken out of her Wikipedia too. You don't even see a mention of it in her bio part.
Yeah,
maybe
I think she's done everything. I think if she could scrub this movie from existence, she would. And it's, I think, everyone pretty much forgot that this existed. It's in for a reason. I think I've even talked to people who are like, oh yeah, they remade that, didn't they? It's like when you mentioned the remake of Point Break, people are like, oh.
Yeah, I honestly didn't even.
I would rather watch the remake of Point Break.
All right, would you rather? All right, here's the would you rather of the night. Would you rather watch the remake of A Nightmare on Elm Street or Rob Zombie's Halloween?
I'd rather watch Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, because at least that one's got.
Wasn't the question.
I find both very, very, very hard to watch.
Yeah,
but you know what? Rob Zombie's Halloween, just because it's made by somebody who cares. I don't like what they're doing, but he does care.
Okay, valid. That's a very, very, very good answer. I don't know. This one just didn't have any of the spirit of the franchise. It just, you guys summed it up. I mean, it's just gloomy. It's dull. It's.
Yeah,
I don't know.
If one word was for Freddy versus Jason was fun. This is unfun. If there was one word to describe it, unfun.
Yeah, and it's like and Freddy Krueger is such a like you were saying, Christian, like Freddy Krueger's having fun in the movie.
Yes.
Like he's doing sick shit, but like he's enjoying it. Like
he's chopping off his fingers, he's making you pull off his fucking face. He's having fun.
And you could have a more serious, darker Freddy. Like you could. But this is not how you fucking do it. This was fucking horrible.
And so I rewatched this yesterday or whenever the fuck.
Oh,
I've already tried to forget it.
And, because you own it on DVD, I found out.
I do own it. Yeah, I'm a completist. You got to be a completist. I didn't spend real money on it, but and they tried to have Freddy have good lines and be kind of funny, but there was nothing humorous about what he was doing. Yeah, it was just that was the sadism of like that clown fucking carnival sadism that Freddy has of having fun while fucking killing you is not there at all. He's just spouting one-liners, and they're it's just like people that don't understand the actual series and horror fans trying to make a movie catering to horror fans, and it failed. But it didn't fail. That's the biggest problem. It was the biggest. It made the most money out of all of the movies. And that was like the tragedy behind for all of us as horror fans is like, are you kidding me? Like this should have fucking failed so superiorly monetarily, but no, it didn't.
But, I mean, just based on title, Freddy's back. I mean, people want it.
Yeah.
I didn't give them any of my money. I know that I waited 15 years for it to fucking ruin my life. So.
Yeah, I waited a long time. Yeah, this was not one I rushed to see, unfortunately.
The kids sucked. Freddy sucked. The CGI sucked. Fucking their throwback scenes even sucked. Like the in the first movie, the like spandex sheet like going through the fucking wall, Freddy, like that's so fucking cool. And this we have CGI and a huge budget, and it looked fucking shitty and terrible, and I hated it.
And they called her fucking Nancy. They didn't even give her Nancy.
There's no. Yeah, that's sorry. What were you saying?
No, I was just saying, and they called her Nancy.
This is.
It wasn't Nancy Thompson. It was Nancy some other fucking shit. It was like, come on, are you fucking kidding me?
This isn't even a review right now. This is just all of us having a group therapy trauma dump on this fucking movie, dude. God,
well, also,
I don't feel
like, here's the thing. Like, when you have that much money, I mean, this is a big studio movie that was made. When you have that much money for a movie to be that unimaginative when it comes to its set pieces, there was no excuse. That's what pissed me off the most, was that they were scared to do anything with the dream world. I remember the micro nap being a neat concept that they didn't do anything with.
Cool concept.
But
that's a thing.
And how do you have a micro nap when you're walking down a school hallway, like in the middle of walking? You're having a micro nap? No, a micro nap is like going and take a 20-minute nap or something. But they didn't get that logic down.
Yeah. It's just, there was just no imagination, no inventiveness whatsoever to it. And you have more, I think it had a bigger budget than any of the other ones. So it
combined,
was like,
probably. Yeah.
Well, I think before we put this on the scale, Summer had a question for you, Andrew. I don't know if you guys see it in the...
Andrew, did you really write DC Legends of Tomorrow? She's a big fan.
No. Oh, thank you. I did not write it. I edited it on across 7 seasons. I directed some episodes too.
Sick.
Yeah. What would be your favorite episode that you directed so she can recollect?
My favorite one is the zombie apocalypse episode in London. That was a horror episode that they gave me, and I got to throw in all sorts of nerdy references and things into it. But that was like, it was cool getting a big budget to run around with zombies and make the bloody up the CW. I still made the gore. I think I still made the goriest episode of CW television ever.
Hell yeah, dude!
For some shots. So, that show was a blast. I had the most fun time of my life on that show. So, and as you can see, there's posters and props from that stuff all around me.
Oh, that's cool.
But we're not allowed to smile while talking about this movie. We have to rate this, and then we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I think we all know where this one is going, right? Is this going to be our lone cubic zirconia?
We need a lower category. We need just a trash can of fucking.
Can you get it half off the cubic zirconia? I don't know.
Like,
I think
like right there.
Darkness. I feel like the darkness is where it was been confined to ever since.
Yeah.
So it's
yeah. Pin it to the end of cubic zirconia, though.
Yeah.
You know, like we're
I'll take that. That's
right.
fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
The OCD is calm with that rating.
And it's a shame because it's like the same director as Nirvana's Smells Like Teen Spirit, you know?
Yeah, he can make a fucking music video, sure.
Yeah, but he made it into a music video, and it's not what Freddy needs in his life. Now, before we move on, before we end the show, I have one more surprise for us.
What?
We're going
but
to.
There's 9.
Yeah. There's
what could
9
it possibly
movies.
be? Act?
I know. What could it possibly be? Let's
Pour it all over. Pig, I'm thirsty. Oh, you missed the spot. I'd rather burn up than fade away. I'll be back.
All right.
I had a
All right, we have
feeling you were
to-
coming down the pipe with this one, bro.
We have to be a little silly. We
God.
talked about this on our show last week or a few weeks ago.
It feels
no
like
more-
a fucking pot of gold after the fucking remake. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, then
Fuck
I feel
me,
like
dude.
doing this. We should have done this one earlier, bro. Because anything rating after the remake's gonna get inflated.
I don't know. I
God,
mean,
dude.
overall, Freddy, actually, Robert Englund is probably in this for maybe a second. Even the clip that I showed you just now had zero Robert Englund, and it was just maybe his voice. I don't
Still
even know.
so
if it was
much
the
better.
voice. Andrew Kasch, no more Mr. Nice Guy. Do you have any recollections of some anecdotes that you've learned about this episode of the show?
Oh man. Well, I mean, Toby Hooper directed it.
Toby
which-
Hooper.
He love Toby. It's the only episode of Freddy's Nightmares I've been able to make it through from beginning to end.
Oh, boy.
That's not saying much.
That's not saying much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that show was just
It's pretty rough.
I'd say it's like it almost feels like pain and surrealism mixed together, where something is so bad that you almost feel like you're not in reality anymore.
Yeah.
I've never been able to make it through, a single episode after that. And I think, to be fair, I think most of the people who made that show, would agree. It was good. Everybody, there was a lot of talented people behind that show that went on to do a lot of cool things. They've all kind of considered Freddy's Nightmares as their, trial by fire of like, oh, we survived this, we can survive anything, but speaking to people like Mick Garris and Bill Malone and real talented filmmakers who directed episodes, they were like, ooh, I can't bear to watch it,
Yeah.
because it's just it's a special kind of awful.
It is.
So,
it is. I've only included this as a little surprise just because we talked about it as technically a sort of prequel to the first film. And
I feel like it's canon. I do.
You think so? Yeah.
I do. I would put it as the official.
It's more
prequel.
Freddy.
It is more Freddy,
It's
but
more
it's
Freddy.
not even. But it's not Robert Englund Freddy. I don't
It's
even.
Freddy's
I guess that
voice.
is
It's
the
supposed
difference.
to be Robert Englund.
And there's
It's
even,
some
like,
fucking
Freddy
PA
introduces
and a
it.
fucking Freddy
They even
sweater,
have
but whatever.
close-ups of his lips, and I don't even think it's Robert Englund's lips.
Freddy says it's his nightmare. So
Yeah, he does say it's his nightmare. So, that's actually an interesting point that Freddy introduces it as his nightmare.
yeah.
And it doesn't have to be him in it because it could be so surreal for his nightmare that it doesn't even have to be Robert Englund playing Freddy Krueger. Yeah. Well, it's
But little
bonkers.
did he know what would happen in 2010 and how much worse it would even get.
Yeah, and how much we would love it. All right. Well,
But is it worth a shoe shine? That's the question.
Yeah. Hold on. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. God damn it, I pressed the wrong button. All right, here we go. Entire screen, I'm sharing this one. All right, there we go.
There it is.
So here we go. Freddy's Nightmares. Now, I don't know. I mean, if we're gonna
I don't think it's fair to put it in the same category as the
it
remake.
can't even touch.
No,
it can't touch it. No,
No.
like
left. left.
They
No,
split the
Robert
difference.
Englund's
Right there.
in it. Come on, have some respect, goddammit.
Come on, dude.
I don't even know. I would put it even less than a Nightmare on Elm Street remake. I think it's
No
so bad.
way, dude. I watched both
bro.
of these things in the last week. I enjoyed that way more.
Yeah.
Way fucking more.
I think that's perfect.
Yeah,
for
all
it.
right. Right
Like
here in the
honestly,
middle.
you could even scoot it a little closer to the remake, just so it's like not touching part
Yeah, okay,
5.
there we
Yeah,
go.
like there you go. Like, there you
Okay.
go.
Is that agreed?
Fair.
All right.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
I think so.
last thoughts on this wall. What are we thinking it?
Okay.
My only thought is that if it were me, I would put part 4 above part 2.
Part 4 above what?
You'd pick it. Part 4 above part 2. Same.
Yes,
same,
I
same
100%
level,
agree.
Flip flop those two. But
Wait.
that's just me.
I mean,
I'm just
They're-
saying literally put 4 above 2.
I
4 above 2.
Oh,
Yeah.
you mean
Like same positioning. No.
Oh,
No.
4
Yeah,
above 2.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
see what you're trying to do here.
Yeah, there you go.
That doesn't make it any better technically.
to
I
me
would
it
say
does.
it's
To me
way
it
better
does.
technically.
On the Leprechaun scale, it makes a difference.
But then that means that Dream Warriors is better than 1, which is better than New Nightmare.
I
which-
think that I'm
Dream
okay-
Warriors is
I'm
better than
okay.
1.
I'm okay with that.
I'm fine
line
with it.
right there. You know, I'm okay with. Yeah, dude. Honestly, I
feels
would
good.
just put Nightmare on Elm Street remake in the lower right corner. I think that. I think
like
that
just drop
feels,
it down.
Yeah, I think that actually feels right to me there.
Freddy's Nightmares. Bump it up right next to 5. Dude,
Yeah.
5 and Freddy's Nightmares. Not even close.
No,
dude.
not even
No.
close. Yeah, there we go.
Man, 6 over 5. You guys are crazy.
They're crazy, but they were more passionate about 6
Dude,
being
6
over 5 than
six-
you and I are about 5
6
being
is
over
so
6.
much more fun
Yeah.
than 5, bro. 6
Yeah.
is so much more
6 is-
rewatchability than 5.
Yeah. Well, is that
Yeah, I feel great about it, gentlemen. I feel like we've accomplished something pretty epic here.
and so that would mean Freddy versus Jason goes up here and fucking 4 and 2 go down here.
No, well,
It
hold
was
on,
fine
hold
the
on.
way
No,
it is.
yeah.
It was
Move
fine.
Freddy,
Yeah,
move Freddy versus Jason back
It
down.
was aesthetically
Okay.
pleasing.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
There we go.
You guys are aesthetic.
Well, I mean, it's fun, but
Yeah, you know?
it's the fun that won it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But wow, this
All
is
right.
definitive as fuck, guys.
Guys,
Yeah,
we did it.
yeah, I think the Nightmare on Elm Street series will never be the same after this episode. The importance of what we've done tonight is supreme, and what we need to do is thank Mr. Andrew Kasch
Thank
for
you,
being
Andrew.
here with us.
Appreciate
is,
you chatting Nightmare with us, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you for having me. Always looking for an excuse to geek out. So
yeah, and we were glad you were your schedule worked out so you can actually.
Okay, I got a
we can
question
do
real
it.
quick.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So we agreed that the worst kill is the invisible karate fight. What's the best kill?
Ooh,
Oh,
Tina.
fuck.
Probably Tina.
Tina, the original, the fucking
Yeah.
roof in
dude.
the front.
iconic.
But
Iconic.
also, what's his face?
Yeah, I was gonna
in
say the
3,
marionette, dude.
The
Marionette's pretty fucking gnarly, and the TV smash. Welcome to
Yeah.
Prime
Yeah.
Time, bitch.
Bitch.
That's like when Freddy
Yeah.
became Freddy, bro.
yeah.
And I
Yeah.
mean, let's not forget the geyser of blood in the fucking original movie out of the Johnny Depp scene.
But
That's a lot
that
of
one's-
fucking blood.
That one's visually cool, but you don't see the death itself. You just kind of imply it, you know. Does he
Mhm.
explode his
so
body?
many iconic kills, but
Yeah,
I
there's-
agree. I think Tina, that's the best kill.
Tina's
That's
probably
the
the best. It's pretty
First
messed
kill
up.
is the
Yeah.
best kill. Holy
All right,
shit.
let's go around the horn. What's the best Freddy makeup? Which movie? Andrew Kasch.
Kevin Yeager.
Oh, that-
Kevin Yeager 3.
Yep, I agree. 3,
I
I was
agree.
gonna say
3 and 4.
I was gonna
3
say
and
he
4.
looks the best in 3 and 4. Yeah.
Yeah, 3
Yeah.
and 4. What's the worst Freddy makeup besides the remake?
Besides the remake,
Yeah, which they did a
Honestly,
good job.
I would maybe
know,
even
but-
say New Nightmare. I might even give it
New
to
Nightmare
New Nightmare.
deviates for sure.
New
Yeah.
Nightmare goes.
I
a
love that
little-
fucking
Yeah.
movie.
Okay, so how about
I've
the
got to
1
look
through
at Freddy's.
1 through 6? Which one is your least favorite? Let's say it that way. I would probably
Freddy's
say
dead.
Like, am I gonna sound like a goober if I say part 1?
probably.
No, that's your preference. And you always sound
Probably.
like a goober, bro. It's fine.
But
Yeah, I don't know.
I think the way that 6 was photographed too, and just the way it was colored, it didn't look quite. I don't know. It was just too clean looking in 6. Maybe it might have been the way they photographed it.
Maybe I just associate Freddy Krueger with what he looks like in the later movies, and when you know what I'm saying. So like when I
Yeah.
watch him in part 1, it still almost feels a little different. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
See, there's something about that Johnny Depp scene though.
Johnny Depp in
The
bed.
Depp in bed is like probably the most iconic in the thing.
That first movie is just fucking iconic. That is
It's good
why
shit.
it is at the top. Even if 3 might have some reasons to be maybe a better film, like it's so fucking iconic.
Yeah.
It made it all.
Guys, we did it, man.
We
did
did.
it.
We did it.
All right, thank you, Andrew Kasch, and
Andrew,
we're
thank
off.
you, bro. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Way longer than we thought. All right.